Hi, this is the third in our series of extreme tips for challenging times. And a little later I'm going to share with you my most important tip of all. So let me first say to you as a recap, all of what we're doing here in this series of videos is giving you more resources for being bigger than what is challenging to you. And realizing that some of the simple things that work every day, like saying something in me or putting a gentle hand on your body, may not work. And when they don't work, there's even more possibilities for helping. So, I'm Weiser Cornell, and my life has been dedicated to helping you and also myself with these challenges to calm, to being able to access our full possibilities. So it's one thing to not feel so much suffering from the things you're going through. It's another thing, even bigger, to access your own possibilities, and they're very related to each other. So today, I'm really excited about sharing with you these 7 words that changed my life, and let me take you for a moment into that history, my own story. It was 1994, and I was using alcohol addictively, struggling with myself, struggling with, is this really a good thing to do? To be drinking to the point of being drunk 3 or 4 nights a week while being a world-known focusing teacher. And in the midst of that inner struggle, that big challenge of that very serious issue, I read an article by Barbara McGavin, and it changed my life, what she wrote there. You may know that article. It's available on my website, focusingresources.com. It's called The Victim, the Critic, and the Inner Relationship, Focusing with the Part That Wants to Die. In that article, Barbara wrote about her challenges with suicidal depression and how she learned that she had to be able to say to these extreme parts of her, you can be the way you are. You can be the way you are. 7 words. You can be the way you are for as long as you need to be. And when I read that, I could feel the shock vibrating all through my body. It didn't consciously change my behavior at that moment, but just a few months later, I stopped drinking forever. And as some of you may know, my story with stopping drinking and Barbara's story with stopping suicidal depression became our work that we now call Untangling. So, the 7 little words that can change your life forever. You can be the way you are. You're saying that to something inside you that you feel. And just imagine what kind of presence, what kind of confidence and strength you radiate if you're able to say to something challenging inside of you, you can be the way you are. And yes, it might feel like, I can't say that, or I can't say that sincerely. But if that's true, then you turn toward that feeling of, I can't say that, and I can't say that sincerely. And you begin to form a relationship with that inside of you. So we'll have you give that a try. So today I also wanted to share with you my responses to some of the top questions that people have been sending. And I love these questions. They're very interesting to me. And one of the ones that I so empathize with is when people say, what good does it do to be with my feelings? Don't I still feel bad? And the answer is no. Give it a try, because actually there's a huge difference between feeling your feelings, like you're letting them knock you over and flood you and overflow you, versus being with your feelings. It's like the difference between either drowning in the ocean or sitting on the beach looking at the ocean. It does make a big difference to be with your feelings. And yes, there may be a part of you that doubts that it will make a difference. That's okay. Give it a try. Be experimental. So another question people had for me was, are these shifts really going to help me undo emotional problems that have taken years to develop? And the answer is yes, absolutely. They took years to develop. They probably won't disappear overnight. But you can almost immediately begin feeling better your body will already tell you that something is happening that feels better. Body process tells us when we've taken a shift, we've taken a step that's so small that our logical mind doesn't even recognize it yet. But you'll feel that, that deeper breath, that kind of relaxing in your shoulders, like that much feels better. And step by step, those little shifts accumulate to really big, exciting changes in how your whole life feels. Another question that you had for me is, what if I've given up hope that things can ever get better? And that touches my heart when I read a question like that, because I know what that's like, to feel hopeless. And yet, you're still here. You're talking to me. You're asking. So you actually haven't completely given up hope. I believe you have a deep commitment to yourself. It's just that we need to know what to do with it when we feel so hopeless. And I would say that the place in you that feels the most hopeless is the place to turn to spend time with, to bring your compassionate attention toward that one in you that feels so hopeless. It actually knows something about what hurt and what can bring change. So there's something very powerful, something exciting even, in the feelings of hopelessness. Okay? Another question people had for me was, am I going to look funny if I do these methods, during my day at work and so on? And actually, no, because you can do these methods internally. No one has to see what you're doing. And what people are going to see in your workplace and in your family is that you are calmer. They may even feel calmer themselves around you. They might not even know why, but they're like, hey, what happened? Did you go on vacation or something? You seem so calm. So just give it a try, and you will be amazed, I believe, at these little changes that can accumulate and really add up to lasting changes. Now, one more thing somebody wrote, and I enjoy this question very much. Somebody said, what if I just want to be angry? What if I don't want to stop being angry? And I thought, well, yes, of course. That's what it's like sometimes. The feelings just want to be felt as strong as they are. And I would say, welcome that. We make a distinction between feeling feelings and acting on them. Feeling your feelings means you are letting those feelings be as strong as they are, and you are saying to the feelings, wow, I really sense how strong you are. That's not the same as letting the feelings run rampage in your life. I remember once a friend of mine said, if I let myself get angry at work, I would smash all the windows. And I said, I think there's a difference between getting angry and smashing the windows and letting yourself feel as angry as you feel. And that's an interesting distinction, but it's actually a transformational one. Because if you are allowing your feelings to be as big as they are and using your 7 little words, you can be the way you are. That space that you give to your feelings inside means they don't have to become something that kind of wrecks or smashes the world around you. So, I'm so glad to be in interaction with you, so interested in what you wrote me and what the answers are. And really, let's come back to what is the purpose of all of this. What I want for you is a life that feels like it's really your life. It's a life that's filled up with you. It's not so much what other people have told you to do or be, but what you really are, what you've always wanted to be. And what's been in the way of that is often old hurts that can shift. And so you get to be your own self. You get to be your creative self. You get to be your expressive self. You get to be your quiet, introverted self. You get to be more fully who you are. So that's the life I want for you and for everyone. That life in which you can be who you really are, with your creativity, your expressiveness, your true self, your inwardness, your ability to connect with other people. This is what you were born to be. And even your ability to contribute to the world. You have something that only you can give. I want that for you. And I'm so thrilled that I've been able to contribute to you and other people being able to do that. Remember those 7 little words. You can be the way you are. In fact, the long version is even more powerful. You can be the way you are as long as you need to be. And saying that to something inside you that feels challenging, even places in you that feel like, if I could only get rid of that, my life would be better. Those are the ones to try this out with. You can be the way you are as long as you need to be. And thank you so much for being with me. This has been great.